I'm not. I don't need the thanks. Did you stand or not? Did you stand to honor those families?
I did not stand because the president.
You sat on your ass.
I was just sick of the president.
So I want to be clear.
I did not.
You sat on your ass, and you wouldn't stand for families of that lost children.
That's just a simple taste, my fellow Americans, of what I am calling this is the greatest live national television lambasting obliteration I have ever seen. This is metaphor, y'all. This is symbolism. All of the anger. I mean, if you're not angry about what the Democrats are doing to our country, I sincerely believe you have a soul that is in disrepair. I mean that with every fiber of my being. And this video is retribution. This video is the voice. I'm not even a huge fan of Hannity, but what he did to this ridiculous, redonkulous, pathetic excuse of a congressman who, by the way, this is the same guy who ran a pet care facility where I love my dog. You guys know I share my love of dogs and animals, my wife and I. I love my kids today, but my best friend who probably has a front row seat in my heart, I love you, Sam and Nora, and Honey, is my dog Blue. This guy ran a pet care facility where hundreds of dogs were being tested on the worst stuff imaginable. This is the Democrats. And all of those animals ended up with severe complications and mortal wounds. You know what I mean by mortal? Unalived. I can't say the actual word. I want this video to go viral. Help me. Tap that thumbs up. You're going to see, this is what I mean by metaphor. This is what I mean by symbolism. This disgusting individual represents the far radical, extreme hijacking of this Democrat Party. Because I've played plenty of videos, y'all, plenty of videos of Obama, of Clinton, moderate Democrats, even Schumer, Pelosi, Biden, who all have stated in the past, said declaratively what their stance is on policies that are now considered extreme MAGA, extreme right-wing, extreme white supremacist views, which couldn't be further from the truth. That's why what I'm about to share with you is worth every moment of your time. And without further ado, check out this first clip right out the gates.
I actually said this, and you know, I could talk to you all night about the dumb stuff you say. You voted against the bill mandating the deportation of illegal immigrants convicted of sex crimes. Can you explain that to me?
Well, look, anybody who breaks U.S. laws, an immigrant that breaks U.S. laws, should be deported. Anyone that commits
That's not what you said.
Should be deported.
Sir, you voted against the bill that mandated the deportation of illegals convicted of sex crimes. Do you regret that vote now?
No, I don't regret that vote. Look, no bill is perfect, and many times...
What if it was your wife, your sister, your daughter that was raped? That's a sex crime. You want that person to stay?
Look, there are multiple things in a bill. I don't agree with every one of them.
Sir, you got to answer the question. If your wife, your daughter, your girlfriend, mother was raped by an illegal immigrant, you voted against the bill that would deport these illegals convicted of sex crimes. You're perfectly fine if they stay in the country.
Sean, look, I serve in Congress. I don't think you ever served in Congress. That's what you voted on, though, right? Most of the bills. Look,
Why
most
did you
of these
vote
bills
for that?
are not perfect bills.
Why did you vote for that? Why would you allow sex crime convicts to stay in the country that entered the country illegally? Why would you vote for that?
It was not, the bill did not just include that issue. There were other things in the bill. And so I cannot pick and choose. I don't have a veto where I can strike out one portion of a bill.
You would have voted against it otherwise? What was the big provision that prevented you from kicking these people out of our country?
Look, I don't memorize. I vote on thousands of bills.
I don't memorize. You don't know anything.
But look, I do believe that such criminals must be deported. There is no doubt about it.
Well, you voted against it.
What a stumbling, shuffling, mumbling mess you are. We all know the real reason why you voted against deporting these criminals, these terrorists, these rapists, these murderers, Tren de Aragua. You have Chinese foreign spies. You've got radical Islamic terrorists being poured. I mean, literally given the red carpet by the vegetable in chief and Kamala. We know the real reason. And this should make everybody mad, y'all. The Democratic Party finally realized the reason Obama changed, the reason Biden changed, the reason Clinton now in his letter to James Comer defiled and defamed ICE raids, who are literally trying to keep our country safe, clean our streets so that we can take our kids to the park, we can walk our streets, our tax-paid streets that come from our wallets in peace without having our head on a swivel. The reason it all changed is because they finally realized a brutal, harsh, rock-cold fact, chilled to the bone fact. They can't win elections from you and me anymore. They can't win elections from actual American citizens anymore. So instead of actually modifying their policies and taking a moment, just step back, a little moment of introspection. You know what, guys? Wait a minute. Maybe we should chill out on some of these policies. Maybe we should come up with something different, a new approach. What's that definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results? Maybe, just maybe we should try something different. No, that's not what they did. Instead, they go, I got an idea. Screw America. Let's import all our voters. We'll give them free health care, free credit cards, free benefits. We'll give them free homes, free home loans, etc., free health care in exchange for them voting for us. But wait a minute. What if they actually, what if this is kind of dangerous? We can't just let in anybody. What if these guys actually commit heinous crimes on Americans? Yeah, that could be a problem, but you know what? I don't want to have to get a real job, and so I want to stay in power. That is the 100% absolute truth. It's not conspiracy anymore. It's not conspiratorial anymore. It's logic. It's reason. It's practicality. It's common sense. This cabal needs to be stopped in 2026. We cannot lose the House. Get rid of the filibuster. Get rid of the 60 Senate cloture. Make them argue in person so we can save our country. Okay, this next clip is gold.
And honored little Jocelyn Nungary's family, brutally raped and murdered a 12-year-old girl. Did you stand? Did you give honor to that family that lost so much?
Look, Sean, thanks for having me.
I don't need the thanks. Did you stand or not? Did you stand to honor those families?
I did not stand because the president.
You sat on your ass.
I was just sick of the president.
So I want to be clear.
I did not.
You sat on your ass, and you wouldn't stand for families of that lost children. A 12-year-old girl raped and murdered, and you couldn't stand for them because you were playing politics. Is that right? I want this audience to know.
Look, I would not stand for this president. I would not stand for this president. He was lying.
You weren't standing for them. You were standing for the families that lost little girls that were murdered by the illegal immigrants that you want to remain in the country. Is that true or false?
Look, this president was using a tragedy.
I'm not talking about it.
Riley's death.
What about those families? Have you ever picked up a phone? Because there are thousands of Americans that have been murdered and raped and victims of violent crime. Have you ever spoken to any? Have you ever called them to offer your condolences? Name one family. Name one family.
Look, every immigrant, everyone must follow American laws.
Have you ever picked up a phone and called a victim's family?
Look, I talk to my constituents
Not a hard
all
question.
The time.
Not hard.
Yeah, I do.
Have you ever picked up your phone and called them? Have you done that one time?
Look, I talk with my constituents all the time. My constituents are being terrorized by ICE.
Have you ever called an American family that has been a victim, murdered, raped, tortured by an illegal immigrant? Yes or no, Congressman? Did you ever call them?
I have met people. I am sure I have met people.
I'll take that as a no.
I have a very serious question for you guys. This guy was foreign born, somehow was elected to Congress, the hallowed halls. Our founding fathers, I can just imagine what they're thinking right now. They're turning in their grave when they see this. Kudos to Hannity for drilling this absolute empty vessel shill. I have a question for you. Let me know in the comments. Do you think it's about high time that we pass some new legislation that states explicitly that if you are not a natural-born citizen, born in the United States of America, you cannot run for any public office? Is that too far? Is that too much of a reach? Or is this the case of extraneous circumstances require extraneous measures? I really want to know. Yes, in the comments, if you think that we should implement this. No, and tell me why. I'm going to read your comments. Let me know in the comments down below. Here's the last clip I got to share with you from our man from Louisiana, Senator John Kennedy, who I love and I know you love too, who is very powerfully demonstrating what should happen to these fraudsters in Minneapolis and in Minnesota, that this pathetic excuse of a congressman who literally, I don't know how anybody can take him seriously. It's like a ferret landed on his head and died. That is the worst hairpiece ever. I just had to throw that in there. Wants to protect people who are desecrating, more than just stealing, they're desecrating the honor, the ethics, and the ethos of the United States of America. John Kennedy says, enough is enough. Watch.
I get a little upset when some people say, well, you know, the American people are selfish. We spend over $1 trillion a year helping our neighbors who are less fortunate than us, mostly the poor. In our country, I've said this before, if you're hungry, we'll feed you. If you're homeless, we'll house you. If you're too poor to be sick, we'll pay for your doctor. Other countries let their fellow citizens die in a ditch. We don't do that in America. The American people have stepped up to the plate. So when people steal this money, this $1 trillion plus a year that we spend helping our neighbors, when people steal that money, it offends me. When they steal from the poor and they steal from the American taxpayer, it offends me equally. And the folks in Minnesota and elsewhere who stole this money, who took a giant Great Dane whiz down the leg of every taxpayer and poor person in America, every one of them ought to go to jail.
A giant Great Dane whiz down the leg of every American. Boy, you just can't get better than John Kennedy, sometimes beautifully stated. I love it. And you know what? We are a very gregarious nation. We're the nicest nation. We're the most giving, altruistic, selfless nation. But I would say this, and I think it's fair to say I speak for most Americans. Don't mistake our kindness for weakness. You all are about to F around and find out, and we finally have a commander-in-chief who is ready and has the balls to say enough is enough. I'm so happy that you're here with me. Please do me a favor. Let's make common sense go viral. This channel is all about our kids and our grandkids' grandchildren, so they can wake up in an America that makes sense, because the woke media apparatus hates me. Tap the thumbs up. It doesn't take you less than a second. Share this with everybody. Even if you're watching on TV, do it with your remote. Leave a comment. Watch these videos. It helps us so we can make common sense go viral and save this country. Don't forget to check out these videos coming up on the screen right here, just in case you missed them. Tap my face right here to subscribe and follow. It's free. Turn on the bell notification so you never miss out. And as always, may God bless you, and may God bless the USA and all who defend her. I'll see you soon.